Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado Football. Tonight, the Red Tornadoes have made the trip down to the county seat in Northumberland County, Sunbury, Pennsylvania, where they will take on the Braves of Shikellamy High School here in Brave Stadium. My usual partner, if you're standing up, sit down now. My usual partner, Wayne Brokenshire, is not with me tonight, but I decided to go ahead and do the game anyway. But I have an able replacement here with me tonight in the form of Seth Shikellamy. Seth is a senior here at Mount Carmel Area High School and doing his first game for WKMC TV, and we're looking forward to big things. Seth, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Warren. It's great to be here. Great to be part of this Mount Carmel football tradition, and I'm happy to be here calling the game tonight.
Well, you're saying that now, but wait till after the game to see if you feel the same way after a night with me. We want to take a moment here to welcome again, as we do every week, everybody out there on the webcast, on the internet. We are streaming live on the webcast right now. Welcome all of you here. Hope you enjoy the game tonight. It promises to be a really good football game. The Braves come into this football game 2-0. They can't remember the last time they did that. So they're 2-0. They've had big wins coming into the season. The Red Tornadoes, of course, 1-1. With a big loss at Cities Grove to start the season, but right at the ship last week with Shamokin area. Seth, and that was probably a nice breakout game for this young Red Tornado team.
Yeah, Mount Carmel really looked good in the Shamokin game coming out. Their defense finally came together and got their offense going, and maybe we'll see a little more of the same tonight against Shikellamy.
Now, the big news for the Red Tornadoes is that their all-state lineman, Trevor Demko, will play in the game tonight for the first time this season. He missed the last two games, of course, due to a medical problem, but he is suited, and he will play. Now, we don't know how much we're going to see him. He's actually a two-way guy, but I don't know if we'll see him that much on both sides of the ball or just on one side, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, Trevor, in school, I know he's been, first 2 weeks, he's been a little sick, a little down, but this week he seems like he's ready to go, and we'll see how much we see him tonight here.
There you see the captains going out to meet at midfield. And we'll find out who won the coin toss because they've already done the coin toss. As you know, they do it a little bit earlier than you see it here in the middle of the field. The Shikellamy Braves come into the contest tonight with a strong running game, and that's an understatement. They run the ball, and then when they're done running the ball, they run it again, and they run it right after that. They use a kind of a hybrid option veer offense. Coach Stroh brought this from Line Mountain, the Mount Carmel faithful will remember the offense when Line Mountain beat us in a District 4 playoff game down at Line Mountain. The same coach, same offense. You'll see the same thing tonight. The big guy on the offense is number 6, Dominic Wolf. He's a 6-footer, 210-pound junior. He does the bulk of the carrying for them. He has number 40, T.J. Herzog, a 6-footer, about 210 pounds. He's basically the fullback in this operation. Does not carry the ball as much. And the guy that makes it all work, of course, is Garrett Pope. And we saw Pope last year in the Silver Bowl. Now, the Braves took a pretty good beating last year at the Silver Bowl, but Pope really stood out, and he's having a great year, Seth, so far this year.
Yeah, Shikellamy coming out, start season, not really looking to pass the ball that much. And tonight, probably more of the same. Going to look to run down the field on the Tornadoes, pound it on the ground, do it the hard way, Warren.
Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right. This is smash mouth football from the Brave side of the field. Now, the Red Tornadoes, and we talked with Coach Chesley last night at Supper Club, and the Tornadoes come into this game, and again, the difference in this game, if you're going to look at a real big difference, Shikellamy much bigger and Red Tornadoes much faster, much like last week at Shamokin. But the Red Tornadoes are convinced that they need to get their offense on track, and they also need to be able to throw the ball, something while they try to throw the ball, they have not been successful. The Braves, on the other hand, don't try to throw the ball. They throw about 15% of their total offense is a pass. In fact, Seth and I were laughing before the game. In Game 3 now, they've had exactly 8 passes thrown. So you can see they're not going to rely on the air game much to win this football game. The Red Tornadoes will be kicking off to start this football game. You see T.J. Aroman setting the ball down at the 40 there. T.J. Aroman, of course, a great story. Did not kick ever before and shows up this year and just is booting the leather off the ball. Down deep for the Braves is actually the two deepest guys. Number 2 is Tyler Pratt, and number 7 is Tyson Bly. But you can see that Wolf, number 6, is standing very close to them, and you can also see number 37 down there, Zach Deibler. So they're about 10 yards apart from the deep guys as they're waiting to see where TJ will put the ball. TJ signals that he's ready. And this game is underway. A good kick all the way down to the 5-yard line where Bly will bring it upfield. Tyson Bly's got a hole. Bly's free. It's going to take the Pulowski to bring him down, and Pulowski will. But a great return by number 7, Tyson Bly, into Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 37-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Braves.
And Pulowski with the touchdown-saving tackle there.
And he was the safety valve. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. They figure if anybody breaks through, he can catch them, and he did in that respect. So we'll see what the Braves bring as they set up in great field position to start this football game.
Not what the Tornadoes are looking for on the opening kickoff, Warren.
I'm sure Coach Chesley's thinking that same thing. This is not what I was planning on. All right, they come out in actually an I formation with Wolf in that fullback, the up back spot, and Herzog behind him, and they pitch it to Herzog. Herzog bobbles it momentarily, but picks up some nice yardage all the way down to the Red Tornado 39-yard line. Pick up about 4 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Hynoski, number 48, the linebacker, on the stop finally for the Red Tornadoes. So I talked about the option veer, and they come out in a I formation, which again should show you very early on, Seth, what I know about football. All right, Pope under center, and we have a early movement from the Braves. It'll be a motion penalty, and they'll move 5 yards back.
Looks like 37 jumped early there, Warren.
So they'll mark that off, and again, that's the coach's nightmare on the home side here is you're in good field position, you have a nice 1st down run, and then you lose 5 yards on a penalty. So they mark the ball back at the 40-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. It'll bring up 2nd down now and about 13. Stay in that I formation. Wolf in front of Herzog. He has 2 guys split left in the formation. And now you see the veer, and you give it to Wolf on a quick opener. Wolf still on his feet, and Wolf brought down, gained about a yard on the play, a tough yard. Gained about 3 yards. Back 4 yards. 4 yards back, so it's going to be 3rd and 9 now. He's back back almost to the original line of scrimmage and then a yard or so. So tough run by Wolf. And there you saw really what this game's going to look like for the most part. That veer handoff right around the guard tackle, off tackle section of the field. So a big 3rd down, 3rd and 9 now for the Braves. Same formation, 2 guys split left. And another Brave has jumped offside, so another tough penalty, and that's going to bring it up now to 3rd and 14 when they get done marching off the penalty. So 2 infractions on this drive hurting the Braves. I see that Demko is playing on defense. We wondered about that early on, Seth, whether he'd go both ways, so at least he's going defensively. We'll see what happens on offense, but again, he has not played in about 4 weeks, and so that was the concern, that how fresh was he and how much could he hold up in a game. But he's certainly a presence just by the size of him. When you look at him out there, you can't miss him on the field. All right, 3rd down, 14 now. Still in the I formation. And this time Pope goes back to pass, and Pope is buried immediately down there by the Red Tornadoes. Coming in quickly, I believe, is going to be Abumar, number 57, and I don't think anybody touched him.
Abumar shot right through there, Warren. Came up with a sack.
Big loss.
After a good kickoff return by Shikellamy, Red Tornado step it up on defense, get the ball back quick.
Well, you can see why they don't throw much, as that sack took them all the way back into Brave territory, and now they're in a punt formation. Number 4 punting for the Braves, and I hate to say this, but we do not have a number 4 on the and he fumbles it. Now he's going to run with it, and he takes off. He's got some room, but he's going to be brought down about the 39-yard line down there by Hynoski, with some help down there by Hoskins, number 31, And it is 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes on the bumbled punt. And we saw that enough last week, and the Braves seem to have learned that from the Indians. They can't get the punt off. And again, as you said, they wasted a great return and got nothing for it. So the Red Tornadoes come out on offense here for the first time tonight. They'll end up in that I formation. Shoestack in front of Pulowski. They have one guy split right, one guy left as Stewart goes under center. And it's Pulowski. And Pulowski looking for some room. Pulowski still on his feet. Pulowski nearly fumbled the ball. Actually went behind his back with it, but held on. And a nice run by Pulowski. You don't see that very often. I don't know how he did
like
that.
Like a basketball move.
Yeah, exactly. He went behind the back on himself there. But he picks up 8 yards on the play, and it's 2nd down and 2 now from the Red Tornado, about the 48-yard line. So we see Demko also on offense, so he is going both ways, at least to begin this football game.
We'll see how he holds up throughout the game.
Back to pass goes Stewart. He's trying to hit Minnick, but again, a little too far, and the pass falls incomplete. It brings up 3rd down and 2. The Red Tornadoes, while winning big last week, did not particularly have any sustained offensive drives. Didn't look real great on the ground yet. And Coach Chesney kind of admitted that last night, that he'd like to see just a solid offensive game because, that has not, he admits it has not come together yet for him.
Yeah, you'd like to get Stewart going at the quarterback position. Not really had a lot of completed passes this year, but maybe he'll get going tonight.
Pulowski on the carry. Pulowski looking for some room. Pulowski again on the outside. Pulowski's free along the sideline, and a penalty flag goes down right along the 40-yard line. There's a fumble on the play. Stewart recovered the fumble, but the flag, I believe, will go against the Red Tornadoes. I don't want to be positive, but I think the downfield blocker is going to get called. A nice run by Pulowski. He took it into Brave territory down to the Brave 38. But we'll wait and see what the penalty is going to be. The penalty happened right at where he got tackled at. It's definitely going to go against the Red Tornadoes, and it's going to be a hold on the Red Tornadoes. Now, that penalty will be marked off from the spot, so we'll wait and see where that actually takes them, because it may be enough for a 1st down anyway, and it is. It's going to be enough for the 1st down. So despite the penalty and the hold, it's 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes in Brave territory at the Brave 48-yard line. Now, you don't often see a 15-yard penalty still result in a 1st down. But
No, you don't.
1st down, not problem for the Braves 48.
All right, Stewart will come out back under center only. This time Pulowski is the lone back, and they pitch it to Pulowski. And again, trying to use Pulowski's speed, and Pulowski has the corner, and Pulowski's down the Red Tornado sideline. Pulowski all the way down to about the 25-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds down there by number 40 for the Braves, Herzog. But another 1st down, and the Red Tornado speed, we said early on, that was the difference here. Shikellamy very big, the Red Tornadoes very fast.
Once Pulowski gets on the side, even you couldn't catch him, Warren.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to believe. All right, again, Pulowski remains as the lone back. We're in the bunch formation. Everything was bunched to the right, but we go left. And number 51 will be on the stock, Jake Himes. Jake Himes, the leading tackler for this Brave defense here early on in the season. But he picks up still about 3 yards on the play. And we'll call it 2nd down and a short 7 for the Red Tornadoes. The ball being placed down about the 23-yard line of the Braves. Again, the exact same bunch formation over there. Everything's bunched out to the right of the formation. Pulowski the lone back, and it's going to be Stewart. Stewart trying to hit Maloney in the end zone, and just too long. He had Maloney open, completely open, in fact, but just overthrew him a little bit. And actually, in that case, I think Maloney needed to react to the ball a little bit better. He stayed on the route too long instead of coming back, because he still could have made the catch, I think, because the defender was probably 3 yards away, Seth.
Yeah, Maloney's an inexperienced player. I mean, I think this is his first year.
First year, yeah.
Yeah, so.
All right, it brings up a 3rd down now. And let's call it 6. I'll be generous. We're going to call it 3rd and 6 instead of 3rd and 7. We put Hiroman split out to the right on the short side of the field, but we go with a keeper by Stewart. Stewart makes the turn, and Stewart goes out of bounds inside the 20 around the 17-yard line, but another flag, and that will again go against the Red Tornadoes.
Penalties really shooting him in the foot here in the first half. One.
2 big penalties. This one again will probably be holding, if I'm not mistaken here, as they're looking right in that area. And again, it happened right at the site of the tackle almost.
We know Coach Chesney's not happy when the yellow flag comes out.
No, not 2 times in a row in a big run. So there you see it. It is a penalty against the Red Tornadoes, and they're going to mark it off again here. This time it will not result in a first down. As the ball goes all the way back out to the Brave 33-yard line, it's going to bring up, well, let me see what it's going to bring up here first. It's going to bring up 3rd down and probably 17. 3rd and 17 for the Red Tornadoes. So both teams shoot themselves in the foot with penalties on nice drives. Man goes in motion. Stewart goes back to pass. Stewart looks downfield. He finds, or he almost had his Hiroman was the guy he was trying to get. He was covered well down there by Tyler Pratt for the Braves, and it's 4th down.
Tornadoes just can't seem to get that passing attack going here early in the season.
Nope, they're working on it though. I mean, they haven't given up, that's for sure. They continue to try to throw, but just can't. And again, I don't think he's getting his feet set enough. He's sailing the ball all the time long. But he'll learn. Again, this is his first year, so we're going to give him some time.
And that comes with game experience.
Yes, absolutely. Minnick and Lamb come into the lineup now for the Red Tornadoes, along with Stewart with the play. And they're going to have to hurry this up. They're down to 6 seconds on the play clock, so they're going to definitely have to hurry up. 4, 3, 2. All right, they got it off under heavy pressure, but Stewart sends a big hole in the line, but he will be brought down well down there. What a play by number 40 for the Braves, T.J. Herzog, the outside linebacker. And the Red Tornadoes turned the ball over on downs. Again, the penalties killed them.
That's right.
And both of them were downfield blocking holes.
On nice runs.
So 1st and 10 Braves. They're on their own 33-yard line. We'll see if they cured their motion penalty sickness that they had on the first drive. Wolf fighting for some yardage, and he picks up some nice yards, about 5 yards on the play. He's brought down in there initially by Hynoski with some help from Smirlik. So we'll call it 2nd and 5. Now it's interesting to look at the defense of the Red Tornadoes. Take a look at how many people are in the box. They absolutely are daring the Braves to throw the ball.
Yeah, they know Shikellamy not too accustomed to passing the ball, so just going to make them grind it out on the ground.
Again, it's Wolf. This time Wolf drug down early down there, and it looks like number 27, Sinopoli, for the Red Tornadoes on a quick stop, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5, almost no gain on the play. Sinopoli coming off a great football game last week, and we can say it tonight. Mike Sinopoli, along with Justin Pulowski, are the 2009 Mike Terry Award winners.
Yeah, they really played great against Shamokin. Sinopoli seemed to be all over the field.
So the Mount Carmel Lions Club congratulates those 2 young men on a great game at Shamokin and wishes them well on their continued season. Again, it's Wolf. And Wolf stopped in there right away by number 34, Shoestack, the linebacker, held him up, and it's 4th down, and the Braves are going to have to punt. Now the Braves are going to be, again, punting, and I will get you number 4's name at some point here. So he's back to punt. His last one, the ball came back tough on him, and he wasn't able to recover it, so he went for a run. This time he gets a nice center back and lets it go. He's going to go down and hit the ground right in front of Pulowski and go out of bounds around the 23-yard line of the Red Tornadoes, where it'll be 1st and 10, Big Red. So the Red Tornadoes hold. And again, we're talking about a Shikellamy offense here that averages about 358 yards a game on the ground. I mean, you want to talk about chewing some ground up here. These guys can do it. And the Red Tornadoes, at least here in the first quarter, and we're looking at a 5:34 mark of the first quarter, doing very well on defense against them.
Yeah, they're doing good, shutting the run down early in the game here.
Inside handoff to Shoestack. Shoestack will be stood up after a gain of about 2 by at least 7 guys from the Shikellamy Braves. I can't even begin to tell you who was the first guy to hit him, but there was a lot of them. So we'll gain 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. The Braves in a pretty much a 4-4 defense with 4 linebackers, 4 down linemen.
Down by 3 Simmons.
We'll keep Pulowski in the backfield. They're going to go out into that, again, that kind of a bunch offense, which is out to the right. They pitch it to the right, and they're trying to get Pulowski some room, and he has some room, and he makes a nice run. He's brought down in there very quickly by Tyson Bly, but he's going to pick up 5 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. I'll give him 6 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. So 3rd and 1 for the Red Tornadoes. The ball out at the Red Tornado 33-yard line. And Pulowski not in the game at this point with the offense. And it's going to look like it's going to be Shoestack. They're in that heavy formation. Now they're in a heavy eye. And they went to the heavy side of the eye, and it's Lamb. And Lamb almost breaks a long one. He's out to the Shikellamy Brave 44-yard line. Stopped very quickly in there by Pratt. But a big run and a 1st down for the Red Tornadoes.
Pratt saved the touchdown there, maybe. Lamb might have broke free.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what, when you get Pulowski or Lamb or Maloney or Stewart one step in the open, they're all a legitimate 4.4 40s from what I understand. They're not going to catch them.
There's some speedsters.
Yeah, there's not that kind of speed on the Brave side of the ball tonight. Now again, Lamb dropped the ball. Fumble. The Braves have recovered as Lamb dropped the ball. Tyler Pratt recovered for the Braves. And it's 1st and 10 Braves at the Red Tornado 40-yard line. And, he didn't even get hit. He just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he ever got the handoff clean, and he tripped as he was trying to get around the edge, but he dropped the ball on the field, and the Braves have taken advantage of it. And, again, good field position for the Braves. And the offense for the Red Tornadoes continues to just sputter a little bit here. They look good in great moments, and then all of a sudden they kind of blow up. Pope's looking downfield. His receiver never turned around. Had the receiver stayed on the route, he would have had the ball. He just stopped. He slowed down and stopped and never looked back. He was covered by Pulowski. He was trying to hit number 80 down there, Bo Savicevic. He's 6'2", so he's a nice target, but didn't really turn his head enough to see what was going on there.
And we said earlier, Shikellamy not really a passing team. Pope made a nice delivery there. Receiver just didn't see it.
Now, the reason for that, again, they're trying to loosen up this defense. They're trying to get those 9 and 10 guys out of the box, but it isn't working. As you can see, everybody from the Red Tornadoes. And, again, a motion penalty on the Braves. That's their 3rd motion penalty tonight, folks. Another 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 2nd and 15.
Both teams hurting themselves early.
The Red Tornadoes are thinking their thought process with this passing game. Now, when the Braves line up, and that was the perfect example. They put one guy split out, just it. So he's the only guy going to be in the pattern. And their thought process is that we're fast enough to cover him, so we can continue to put 10 guys or 11 guys in the box and still dare them because again, it's not a sophisticated passing game set than where you see 4 guys, doing crossing patterns or anything. It's one guy went out and that was it, and he was going to throw at him or only him. All right, 2nd down now. We stay in the I formation, which is their version of what I said was the option veer kind of thing. And it's going to be Wolf, and Wolf will pick up about 3 on the play. He's brought down in there by Hiroman, number 82 for the Red Tornadoes. A pickup of, we'll call it a pickup of 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 12. 3:22 remaining here in the first quarter of play at Brave Stadium in Sunbury, Pennsylvania. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous night for football. Now we go to a lone back. We put Pratt in motion, so they've flooded the side, but Pope dropped the ball from the center. He's brought down immediately, lost maybe about a half a yard, and it's fourth down. So another problem for the Braves.
Both teams struggling here offensively in the first half. But Mount Carmel's defense seems to be picking up right where they left off last week against the Indians.
Yeah, good point. I mean, the Red Death defense does not seem to be given much ground here. Number 4 for you guys, I told you I'd find out. It is Mike Yoder. Mike Yoder doing the kicking duties for the Braves. The Braves were short a guy on the field, but get him in finally, and he will now go back to punt. Another good center back for Yoder. Yoder lets it rip. And this time it's going to go to Pulowski at the 10-yard line. Pulowski's going to have some room to move around. Pulowski cuts back the other way. Pulowski's still on his feet. Pulowski, a lot of room along the Red Tornado sideline. It's going to take Yoder to bring him out, and Yoder does. But a big return for the Red Tornadoes all the way out to the Red Tornado 47-yard line. So a big run by Pulowski, and again, there you see the speed.
You always know you have that big play capability when Pulowski touches the ball, but Mount Carmel's offense still looking to get in the shape in the form here.
All right. Whistle blows here before we get to the line, and we're going to see a timeout, Braves. So the Braves take a timeout. This is, again, following much like the game against the Indians, where they took all their timeouts in pretty much the first and early part of the second quarter, and then they did it in the third and fourth quarter. They had no timeouts left at the end of the game. So they want to take a timeout to see what's going on here. The Braves don't want to make a mistake here against the Red Tornadoes. Again, the Red Tornadoes not that plodding offense, as we said, but one step away from a touchdown every time they snap the ball.
Yeah, they're getting closer, Warren. They just need to find that one spark.
So we'll see what Coach Chesney has in store as he's in the middle of that huddle there. And we were laughing with Coach Chesney last night, Seth. I don't know if you noticed it last week when he went in and had we come to teach about whatever it was he was talking about, and everybody's face red in that huddle. And again, we said to each other when it happened, that's old school football. Coach comes in there and gives you a good whipping because he's not real happy with what you're doing, and it worked. They came out like gangbusters. Now this was a more calmer version of that little talk that he had out there because he didn't call the timeout. And it's going to be, I think, Pulowski on the carry. Again, they came out of that bunch formation. He's brought down
Lamb on the carry.
Lamb on the carry. Okay, I couldn't see who it was. Lamb on the carry. He picks up about 4 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 6. The ball now just inside Brave territory. Again, we'll stay in that bunch, and now we're a bunch to the left instead of the right. Lamb still carrying the ball, and now it's Stewart. And this is a straight carry by Stewart as Stewart picks up some yardage. Stopped in there by Bly, who tripped him up, and he'll pick up about 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up third down and 3. Ball down at the 47-yard line of the Braves as Pulowski now comes back into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. He's in there along with Bobby Shustak, and I can make a correction now that I've linked the 2 Shustak boys as brothers. Their aunt, Sherry, told me not to be a nut. They're not. They're cousins, so I apologize that they are not brothers. I was wrong. Minnick goes in motion across the formation. And Shustak looks like he's going to pass, and he has a man wide open, and this time it is Minnick. Minnick down around the Brave 39-yard line for the first down. He's taken out of bounds down there by Casey Schaefer, but he picks up the first down, and that was a pretty pass by Stewart.
He seemed to have a little more time there to throw. His feet were set a little bit better, and he delivered the pass. That's what we like to see.
So the Red Tornadoes, while the score is still 0-0 here late in the first quarter, seem to be in control a little bit here. but have just hurt themselves. 2 big penalties on the first drive, kept them out of the end zone, actually. So we'll see how they do here as they go back into an I formation. They bring Minnick again across the formation, and it's Pulowski. And Pulowski looking for some room. Pulowski looking around the edge. A nice block by Minnick. And Pulowski turns the corner and picks up some yardage. What a block by Minnick. He absolutely leveled Josh Brocious, number 71 for the Braves. What a hit. Ball down now at the 35-yard line of the Braves. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Red Tornadoes. So nice block by Minnick. I'll tell you, Minnick gave up a lot of weight on that block. Brocious is 6 foot, 210 pounds. And Minnick's 150, so.
Giving up some weight there.
Back to Lamb. Lamb trying to find a corner, and a nice stop in there by number 37, Zach Deibler. He came right through the Red Tornado line and brought Lamb down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on the play.
Tornadoes seem to be taking everything to the outside here early. Not really going up the middle that much. That time, Shikellamy, defender, jumped it, made a nice tackle in the backfield.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first quarter of play here at Braves Stadium in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, with the score. The Shikellamy Braves 0, the Red Tornadoes 0. We're getting ready to start the second quarter here, and a hard-played first quarter. Really kind of an even quarter, I think, the way they both played.
Yeah, much of the same from both teams. Getting down the field, running the ball, but then, again, the penalties seem to be keeping both teams from scoring.
Penalties and fumbles really have been the problem here. And, of course, we had a muffed punt attempt by the Braves originally, which he had a run and then lost control. Or they lost on downs that way, too. So not the crispest played quarter, I would guess. But, again, when 2 teams like this come together, you're going to see some mistakes because it's a hard-hitting pressure game. This is a Pennsylvania Heartland Conference game, but much like the Cities Grove game, the Red Tornadoes are stepping out of division here. This is a crossover game, and they've stepped into the big school division, Division I, to play the Braves. So it doesn't count in Division II Heartland Conference standings at the end of the year. But a tough start to the season when you end up starting with a Cities Grove team who's probably going to be a state champion or should be. And then you hit Shamokin, a rivalry game, and now you're back in Division I again with the Braves. The Braves, when you look at the enrollment, probably about 1.5 times as big as Mount Carmel as far as enrollment goes. But the Red Tornadoes never shied away from anything like that. They're used to playing bigger schools, so it shouldn't faze them here too much tonight. Stewart will go back into a shotgun the first time this evening here, as he has a 3rd and 9, and now a timeout by Coach Jesse, and this might be one of those talks again because he is hot. Someone did not line up in the right spot, and that was after the quarter. So, I mean, you had enough time to talk about it. You still didn't get in the right position. Yeah. Somebody's gonna hear about this.
Coach is not too happy right now.
Now, luckily, we can't see him because
glad to be up here and not down there on the field.
Yeah, we're safe right now, but he was not happy that they had to burn a timeout. And that actually was their first timeout. So they're both teams down to 2 timeouts here in the second quarter. The big 3rd down call in that it is in Brave territory down at the Brave 38-yard line. So the Red Tornadoes would dearly like to keep this thing rolling and get some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they need to get the offense going here.
Now the Braves, an offense that's, you're putting up 358 yards a game. You're scoring 50-some points in the first game. I mean, you're really rolling here. Yet a pretty easy offense to look at in that they don't do a lot of fancy stuff. I mean, it's basically that dive play or the quarterback trying to get around the end. So
a lot of smash mouth football.
Yeah, I mean, they come right at you. Stewart under heavy pressure. He finds Lamb, but the knockdown in there by Josh Brocious as they read the screenplay very well, and it's 4th down. They were all over it. In fact, he's lucky that Brocious didn't intercept the ball. So 4th down, and I believe the Red Tornadoes will come in and try to punt the ball and pin the Braves deep in their own territory as Hiroman comes in to do the punting.
Once again, the defense prevails.
Pratt and Bly will go deep for the Braves, and they're going to be standing down around their 10-yard line. And the Red Tornadoes now short a guy on the punt team. So sometimes you got to wonder here. Roman kind of pooch kicks it on purpose, but what a bad punt, right out of bounds, and out of bounds at the, let's see where he finally stops at. Out of bounds at the Brave 27-yard line, so not much of a kick for the Red Tornadoes. He was trying to punt it out of bounds, but he got a bad angle. 1st and 10 Braves. That's probably the only bad punt of the year for TJ.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good here early.
For a guy that never punted before, he amazes me so far. So we'll give him that one. He can have a muff on that one. All right. The Braves waiting to get one guy out there. They were short the guy, and Bennett, 85, goes into the lineup for them. And again, they'll come out in the same formation. Not a whole lot changes for those guys. Wolf in front of Herzog. And this time it's Herzog. And Wolf did some blocking for Herzog, and he'll take it out to the 31-yard line. Stopped in there by the Red Tornadoes by Haroman and some help from Hynoski. Pick up a 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7 for the Braves. Okay, he's got 2 guys out to his right, 1 guy here to the short side, so he's got a wide formation here. But he gives it again to Herzog, and Herzog picks up some nice yardage. He stopped down there by Haroman, but he takes it out to the Brave 35-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the Braves.
They're just going right up the gut on the Tornadoes defense.
Yeah, again, nothing fancy. They don't try to fool you. They don't do anything like that. They come right at you, and they almost always come at you up the middle. They don't get around they don't try to get around the side much. They don't try to hit the perimeter much. All right, this time he'll split 2 guys wide out to the left out there. But he hands it again to Wolf, and Wolf stopped, and Wolf, second effort by Wolf, gets the 1st down. He was stopped and picked it up by some second effort there. That's where you can see a tough runner. Stewart actually made the tackle, but 1st and 10 Braves. Ball out at the Brave 30, almost the 38-yard line. All right, Pope under center. And Pope on a keeper. Pope still with the ball, but he's going to be brought down by Stewart very quickly, and there'll be a loss on the play. Or let's get a line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as they bring him down right around the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure what exactly that was going to be.
I don't know if he was looking to pass or just a quarterback draw, but from what Shikellamy's offense has been doing much of the season, we can only guess it was a draw.
Good point. If you had a guess, you were going to guess he wasn't throwing it. You're right. All right, he'll split 2 guys wide right. He keeps 1 guy split here to the short side of the field. And he gives it to Wolf, and Wolf is free, but right away a great tackle by Shoestack right around the 41-yard line. Wolf looked like he had a ton of room, but Shoestack closed it down really quickly.
Shoestack comes up, makes a nice tackle for the Red Tornadoes.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 8 now for the Braves. Pope back to pass, looks downfield. And I don't know if he caught that or not. No, he didn't. It was close. It really was. He was trying to hit number 80 down there, Bo Savicevic, but just short. I mean, Bo did a nice job trying to bring it in. I thought for a second maybe he did, but the referee right on it says no, and it will be 4th down, and the Braves will be punting. So the Brave yards per game average looks like it's bound to go down a little bit here as the Red Tornadoes have bottled them up pretty well here in the first half. Yoder back to kick for the Braves. High kick. Not real long, but high. It's going to bounce, and it bounces the other way, so the Braves got to cover it as quick as they can, and they do, but the ball will be put into play for the Red Tornadoes right along the Red Tornado 39-yard line. 1st and 10 Red. So the ball went way in the air, but didn't go far, and then when it hit, it bounced completely the other way against the Braves. Bly was trying to corral it there, but even he couldn't get it before he gave up about 7 yards on the return kickback there. All right, 1st and 10 now. Stewart goes under center again. This time he'll leave Pulowski as the lone back in the backfield. Brings Clayman in motion across the and there's a penalty flag, and the Red Tornadoes can have a motion penalty. And Coach Chesney, believe me, I'm sure he's going to blow a cork pretty soon if they can't get some of these mistakes cleaned up.
Yeah, he's not too happy here in the first half.
I mean, this is the 3rd game now. You gotta kind of clean this stuff up now. I know they're young, I know all those things, but now you got 2 scrimmages underneath you. You got 3 games you're playing here. You got to be done with this stuff.
It's time to get into game form.
It's just tough to overcome a 1st and 15 all the time. That's not easy to do. All right, we got 2 guys split wide right. Now Clayman again goes in motion towards the short side of the field, and it's Pulowski. And Pulowski has a nice opening there. He'll take it up to the 40-yard line, just about to the original line of scrimmage. When they put the ball down, it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Sam Thomas into the lineup for the Braves now on defense. He's playing a cornerback position.
No game.
Again, Pulowski, the lone back. 2 guys split wide right. 2 guys left. Now again, claiming the same move. He goes across the motion. Stewart goes back to pass. He was trying to hit Shoestack, number 6, and a little behind him. Shoestack couldn't hold on to it, and it's 3rd and 10.
Tornadoes still looking to get something going offensively. Having a bit of trouble here in the first half. Both teams having trouble offensively.
Yeah, I mean, the defenses are the name of the game so far here tonight at Brave Stadium. The Red Tornadoes would dearly love to open that passing attack up a little bit because, again, every completed pass loosens that defense up just a little bit more for them. And that's really what they're trying to do. That's why you're seeing this formation. Now, they're split out on this formation. 2 guys right, 2 guys left. So they're trying to split the Braves out. Stewart looks behind. He's under heavy pressure. Looks downfield, and he has his man, and it's Lamb. Lamb makes a pretty move on the sideline. Lamb still going into Brave territory at the Brave 29-yard line. Finally stopped in there by Tyson Bly, but a big gain and a nice pass for the Red Tornadoes.
Tornadoes looking to do, get the pass game going. Stewart makes a nice flush out of the pocket there, finds the receiver downfield, pick up the 1st down.
What a pretty move by Lamb on the sideline. He gained another 10 yards as a result of it. But again, you see the Red Tornadoes, they're purposely splitting that wide formation out there and making the Braves react to it. And that's going to give them some running room sooner or later in this game.
Lamb there with a nice juke. Looks like he pulled out one of Wayne's old dance moves.
I like that. I like that. All right, the Red Tornadoes in that bunch formation. They give it to Pulowski, trying to find some room there. He'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. The Braves close that hole fairly quickly. Getting off the bottom, and down there is number 40, Herzog, for the Braves. Need about 4 yards on the play, though. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. The ball at the Brave 25-yard line. 6:58 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The score still 0-0. Looks like it was Lamb on the carry for the Red Tornadoes. He stopped down in there by number 37, Deibler, for the Braves. Picked up a couple of yards. It's now 3rd and 3.
Crucial 1st down opportunity here for the Red Tornadoes.
I agree, Seth. This is where they need to do something. They really do. And they line up kind of in that heavy formation. They're heavy to the right. And Stewart's going to try to carry the ball around the end, and he won't make it. A nice play down there by Herzog to stop Stewart, and it's 4th down. And he lost about a yard on the play. So we're going to call it 4th down now. In fact, we'll call it 4th and 5 for the Red Tornadoes as the Braves were all over that play. Play a little slow to develop. So the Red Tornadoes here bring 3 different guys into the lineup here, including Pulowski back in. And we'll see what they want to do on a 4th and 5 at the 5:43 mark of the second quarter. Pitch it to Pulowski. Pulowski dropped it. Pulowski still dropped it. And the Braves may have recovered the fumble. There's a penalty flag on the play, though. But Pulowski never got the pitch. The ball bounced all over the place, and I believe the Braves have recovered it. It looks like big number 71 might have been the guy, Josh Brocious, to recover the fumble. But there's a flag there, remember, and the guy's standing here waiting to see what it is. It looks like it's against the Red Tornadoes, to tell you the truth, so it won't make any difference one way or the other. It was 4th down to begin with. Holding against the Red Tornadoes. The 3rd holding penalty against the Red Tornadoes in this half. The result of that will be a recovered fumble, and the Braves will take over 1st and 10. So the Red Tornadoes' best shot at the end zone so far tonight turned away by the Braves and their own penalties and fumbles.
Every possession, they seem to be getting a little closer to the end zone, but again, just shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, turnovers, and once again, defense is the key here in the first half.
All right, Pope under center. Wolf. And Wolf on the carry. Some nice yardage by Wolf. As Wolf will take it up over the 35-yard line out to the 37-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. 2nd down and, I'll call it 5. 2nd and 5 from the Brave. I'm sorry, it's up over the Brave 36-yard line. Wolf, a powerful runner. Very hard to bring this guy down. That's going to be a penalty on the Braves.
Somebody jumped down there early.
Yep. And they have got to be as frustrated as the Red Tornadoes right now with the penalties. It's just amazing how many penalties these 2 teams are piling up here.
Both coaches are definitely unhappy right now at this point in the game.
I'll tell you what, the locker room's not the place to be at halftime. All right, they mark it back. So now it brings up a 2nd down and 10 as the ball goes back to the original line of scrimmage. A 0-0 score here at Brave Stadium between the Braves and the Red Tornadoes. This time it's Herzog, and Herzog goes nowhere on the play. Red Tornadoes all over him. He'll gain a yard or so on the play. They'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Still running it right up the gut, Warren.
Yeah, I mean, nothing fancy, Seth. You're absolutely correct. I mean, they're not trying to fool anybody here. This is where they go with the ball, and either they do or they don't, but they don't give up trying.
Mount Carmel with a lot of guys in the box. They know it's coming right at them.
Now, if there is a passing opportunity, this would be it, but I'm not necessarily going to say they're going to do it because that's not their style. He may pass or he may not.
Never know.
He keeps Wolf there as the up back, actually the fullback in the formation. And he goes back to pass. And he has a guy. What a play by Hiroman. Hiroman made a great defensive play on Lagerman and broke it up. And it's going to be 4th down and the Braves will be punting. What a play by Hiroman.
Really nice, TJ. There, breaks up the pass. Demko came in on the rush, flushed Shikellamy, flushed Pope out of the backfield, and really nice play by Hiroman there to bring up 4th down.
Demko that time really was the one that destroyed that play, and that he forced Pope way outside of where he wanted to set up and throw from. Yoder in the punt for the Braves. Pulowski standing back along here, and again the center snap back to Yoder was muffed. Yoder is demolished back there. Yoder's on the ground. The Red Tornadoes have taken the ball over at the 20-yard line of the Braves, so a kicking mistake again puts the Braves in trouble. And Yoder is down on the field. He got whacked hard down there. So we'll have a timeout on the field for the injury. And now the Red Tornadoes need to put some points on the board, Seth. Now they're starting at the 20-yard line. This is where they need to do it.
Yeah, they have to get something going here before the end of the half, put some points on the board.
Now Yoder, when he gets up and finally gets to the sideline here, he's going to have a little talk with his center because the center's going to get him killed if he keeps doing that with the ball. And we saw it last week with Shamokin. They never got a clean center snap back to the punter, and it cost them in that game. And it's going to cost the Braves sooner or later if it doesn't cost them right here. But he was just defenseless as he tried to reach down for the ball, and they were all over him.
Just ate him up.
3:38 remaining here in the first half of play. It's all knotted up at Naughton. It's Naughton to Naughton right now. But the Red Tornadoes will take over. They're looking again at Yoder down there, and they're taking their time with him. So one of the things you hate to lose if you do in a game like this, in a tight game like this, is lose the one punter you have. Because then you're always, the next guy who doesn't punt much at all ends up having to come in and do it.
And right now it's a game of field position, so
yeah, it exactly has been.
Becomes a big factor in the game.
You're right. That's a great observation. Field position is going to determine, I think, this game because it's such a hard-fought defensive struggle here. And the Red Tornadoes continue to look like they're ready to break out and then find some way not to, usually with a penalty flag. All right, they got Yoder standing up, but he's doing so extremely gingerly, to say the least. And they're going to try to bring him off. He's putting no pressure whatsoever on his one leg there. So they'll try to get him to the sideline. And then it's going to be up to the Brave defense to turn this thing away. And as a couple of his friends come out to try to help him off. But he took a hard hit as he tried to recover the ball from the center snap and just couldn't defend himself. All right, they placed the ball officially down at the 21-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10, Red Tornado.
Best opportunity so far for the Tornadoes to put the ball in the end zone. Hopefully they take advantage of that opportunity.
Pulowski to lone back. He's got two guys split out to the right here. One guy to the short side left, but he brings that guy in motion. It's Pulowski. I'm sorry, Lamb was in the backfield. Now Pulowski following Lamb, and Pulowski will take it up to the Brave 15-yard line. A gain of 6 on the play. It's 2nd down and 4. Number 37 down there. Deibler again getting off the bottom of the pile. He had some help down there from 51 Heim. Stewart trots into the huddle with the play. He has a tight end in the game. Suchkavich is the tight end lining up there, so they're heavy to the right side of the ball right now. Lamb the lone back. Pulowski in a split position. Hiroman comes in motion. And he looks downfield, and he's got his man Minnick. A nice catch by Minnick right at the 1st down marker, and I think he has it. He was well covered by Pratt, but Minnick made a nice catch on the ball, and it was a nice thrown ball by Stewart.
Again, another completion by Eddie Stewart. Maybe finally going to get this passing game going for the Red Tornadoes.
Now, they're going to put the ball down just outside the 10-yard line. So it will be 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. So they can get a 1st down inside the 1-yard line here. There's a timeout on the play as Demko lost his shoe, and he's trying to get that back on. And if you can picture like the 42 pounds of tape and everything on the shoe, putting a shoe on is not as easy as it sounds in football. So he's lacing that up and waiting for him to get back up, and he does. So 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes just outside the Brave 10-yard line. We've got 2:39 and counting here in the first half of play. Red Tornadoes come out again in that bunch formation. This time Stewart's in the shotgun. And Stewart on a keeper, and that keeper's going nowhere. The Braves said, I know that play and it doesn't work. No gain on the play as at least 5 Braves stood him up at the line of scrimmage.
Stewart had nowhere to go on that run.
Nope, Heim was the major man there that caused the havoc, and it's 2nd down and 10. And time at 2:04 now. The Red Tornadoes need to keep a little bit of eye on the clock here as they're struggling. They gain about a half a yard. They're at the 10. The same bunch formation. Everybody tight. Pitch out, and it's Lamb on the pitch out, and Lamb
ball came out.
fumbled the ball.
Shikellamy stripped it there, and they recover.
2nd fumble of the half. And the best chance for the Red Tornadoes to win the end zone is now stifled as they took it right out of his hand, Seth. You're absolutely right. At the 1:46 mark of the first half, it's 1st and 10, Braves at their own 15.
Every time Mount Carmel seems to get an opportunity here to score, they seem to just hurt themselves, giving the ball away.
Well, I can guarantee you, Coach Jesse's not going to be a happy camper when he gets in at halftime.
That's
because
for sure.
if you can do something to hurt yourself, they found a way to do it in this first half. Now we're in the power I. The first we've seen this tonight from the Braves. And we give it to the deep back, which is Herzog, and he's only going to gain about a yard on the play, so the power I didn't change much there. Bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Braves. Taking a page out of the Shamokin area playbook of last week when they came out in that power I towards the end of the half and had some success with it, and then in the 3rd quarter, the Red Tornadoes completely shut it down again.
Yeah, that's when Shamokin scored their only touchdown of the game late in the 2nd quarter there last week. Shikellamy looking to do the same here against Tornadoes.
So they stay in the power I. This time it's Wolf, and Wolf is Wolf was almost free. Hynoski brought him down right along the 25-yard line. They'll be very close to the 1st down. And I think they may have to measure this one. No, they're going to give it to him. So it's 1st and 10 on a nice run by Wolf out of that power I formation. Hynoski pretty much saved the touchdown because he had a step there, but Hynoski brought him down. 1:06 remaining here in the half now. And they'll stay in that same power I formation. Number 37, Deibler, is the additional back there now. And it's Wolf. And Wolf, again, just tripped up by Stewart or he was gone. And the Braves having some success now on offense against the Red Tornadoes running out of this power I. And they're in a hurry up now as they're going to get to the line of scrimmage quickly and know they're going to call timeout. Timeout, Braves. At the third, there's 38 seconds remaining here in the half. The Braves have the ball still at their own 34-yard line where they call timeout. The power I having some success like it did last week for a little while against the Red Death defense.
Wolf close to breaking 2 touchdown runs there, and once again in a game like this, tight defensive game, big play like that would really be big in the game.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's starting to look like the next one who scores might be the next one who wins because no one seems to want to put the ball in the end zone no matter how hard they try. Now, the Braves, other than the good field position, really haven't threatened much in the game here. The Red Tornadoes, on the other hand, have been down a couple of times and have found every way that you can and then invented a couple more for not going into the end zone. So, again, I said it seemed like they were in control of the game, yet it's still 0-0, and it could go either way.
Tornadoes defense holding it down there right now. You can always expect that from the Red Death.
All right, the timeout is coming to an end. And it will be 2nd down and 1 for the Braves from their own 34. They go back into a traditional I formation with Wolf in front of Herzog and Pope under center. And it's going to go up. Oh, he was trying to pass, but that wasn't going to happen. I'm trying to see who that was that came in so quickly there. Abelmar buried Pope. Loss on the play back to the 30-yard line. It's 3rd down now and 6. And the Braves are a little confused about what to do here. The clock running, and the Braves are in absolutely no hurry to do anything. They may let the clock run out. Under 10 seconds now. They're just looking at the scoreboard, so they seem to be content to go into this halftime with the score tied 0-0. And that is – wait, I'm sorry. They called a timeout with – They called a timeout with 1.9 seconds? Why would you do that? Why would you let the clock run all the way down to 1 second and call a timeout?
I don't know what Shikellamy was thinking there.
I'm going to have to really think about that one. That's one that you wonder sometimes what a coach is going in his mind there. But he called it and he got it, so there's like it's less than like a tick on the clock from what I can gather. Or is that 19 seconds?
I think that's 1.9.
1.9,
yeah.
19. It's 1.9. So I'm not sure what the strategy will be here, but we'll see in a second. But a weird timeout at the end of the half here for the Braves, unless he's got some super play that we're unaware of. I don't know.
He got some kind of trick up his sleeve. Take a big shot here.
Well, I mean, at the rate that they're defending Pope, the only big shot that's going to happen here is he getting hit by somebody, because they have not protected him on the few pass attempts that he's gone after. He's gotten hit pretty hard. And Abumar, on that particular one, I mean, no one touched him. I don't know what they were thinking about
Right
with
through
him,
the
but
line.
he was stepped right through the line and tackled him. All right, we're going to go trips right now for the Braves. And a penalty flag. So this is the half that won't end now, folks. I'm sure it goes against the Braves. I'm sure it's a motion penalty on them, or they lined up over the ball or something, but oh, offside Red Tornadoes. I take it back. A Red Tornado offside penalty, which you could just add to their yellow flag, and that will be enough for a first down. So they're going to move the ball back out to the 35, and now I believe that's enough. He's standing right at it. He's looking at it. And he said, okay, let's make it a first down. I don't care what they make it, but let's get the 1.9 seconds off the clock and get into the halftime. I don't care what they want to call. All right, again, trips formation, because we didn't run the last play. We'll do trips again. The trips is out to the right side of the field for the Braves. Pope goes back. Abumar giving chase immediately. Pope looking downfield. Pope sends it. Wow. Pope sent it a long way. I mean, he really let it rip on the run down there. He was trying to hit Bo Sebasovich, but it went a little bit long. And that, ladies and gentlemen, mercifully, is the end of the first half of play here at Braves Stadium, with the score all knotted up. The Red Tornadoes 0 and the Braves 0. We'll be back shortly here with the first half stats, as my new partner Seth, being the rookie, will make the 500,000-yard run across and get them from Jose. And we will let the rest of you on the webcast listen to the Mount Carmel Area High School marching band. We'll be back. Okay, gang, we're back here to start the second half of play. We have the first half statistics, and well, I normally read them because Seth said that he ran 4 miles over to get him. He threatened me in the booth and said I'm reading them, so the first half stats by Seth Shikellamy.
Well, in the first half, Mount Carmel and Shikellamy both rushed the ball 21 times. Mount Carmel gained 81 yards, Shikellamy 43 yards. Mount Carmel area 3 for 8 passing for 44 yards, and Shikellamy 0 for 3, no completions. Mount Carmel had 6 first downs, while Shikellamy only had 3. For the Tornadoes, Pulowski ran the ball 9 times for 61 yards, Lamb 7 for 14, Cody Shoestack 1 for 4, and Eddie Stewart 4 rushes for 2 yards. Mark Minnig received the ball twice for 13 yards, and Lamb for a big 31-yard gain.
So pretty much a hard-fought first half, as the 0-0 score indicates. A lot of defense, not a lot of offense. The real story, I think, though, Seth, if we look at both these offenses, is penalties. I mean, they just continue to commit infractions, which stop drives, and then the Red Tornadoes 2 fumbles when they're driving, 2 big holding penalties. I mean, they I don't know what they talked about at halftime, but I know that Coach Chesley had to say to them, guys, you could win this game, just clean this thing up. The offense for the Red Tornadoes continues to sputter, has, again, great moments, as we said, and then all of a sudden it's in the dumper. The Braves, on the other hand, doing what they do. I mean, this is what they do, Seth, yet it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it all that well tonight. The Red Tornadoes really seem to have been stuffing them on the defensive side of the ball. So I don't know what the adjustment was at halftime, but it'll be interesting to see what both of these teams come out and do.
Mount Carmel area definitely had his chances, but again, fumbles, penalties really hurt him in the first half. They still seem to be controlling the ball, even though the scoreboard shows 0-0, but we like to see a little more spark here in the second half by the Tornadoes offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can't afford to play the way they did in the first half and think they can walk at her maybe with a 6-0 win or something. You got to start playing a little better. You really do. Now there's a penalty flag on the. I have no idea what this is.
No, what the call is here.
There's a penalty flag on the. There's a penalty flag on the play before they even kick the ball off, and I can't tell you what that is, folks. I have no idea. I have no idea what that would be. It's against it would be against.
I think he signaled Mount Carmel.
No. Yeah, it's against Mount Carmel. But I couldn't begin to tell you what that was. I'm sorry. We'll have to figure out. Maybe Jose knows what that is, but I have no idea what the penalty was for. So Wolf, number 6, will put the ball down at the 45-yard where he'll kick off from. So, again, a little bit of mystery here as we start the second half, as we are just unsure of what that penalty yardage was for.
Just talking about penalties, and Mount Carmel before the kickoff in the second half already come up with a penalty.
Nice kick down to the 3-yard line. Pulowski comes up, and Pulowski's rolling, and Pulowski breaks through. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Pulowski is going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. And that, my friends, is about a 97-yard touchdown run for the Red Tornadoes.
That's what they were looking for, Warren. Definitely a good start to the second half. Pulowski just so fast.
What a run by Justin Pulowski. He took the ball around his own 3-yard line and takes it into the end zone. And just like that, the Red Tornadoes are on the scoreboard at 6-0 with the extra point attempt by Hiroman to follow.
Coach Chesney must have gave a pretty good halftime speech in there. Something to spark.
Good point, said. Something was said in there, wasn't it? All right. Hiroman in. Center snap. Ball is up, and it is good. So the score now, the Red Tornadoes 7, the Braves nothing, and the Red Tornadoes have struck like lightning here to start the second half of play.
Pulowski's always a dangerous threat. He's really the go-to guy in the Mount Carmel offense. This time he finally broke free on kickoff. He gets the Tornadoes on the board here early in this third quarter.
Now one of the longest kickoff returns for a Red Tornado, and I'm sure when we talk next week, again, we have no contact with Jose, is that he's so far away from us we couldn't get a camera on him. But I'm sure we'll get all the statistics for you as far as where that ranks in Red Tornado history when we play the Defenders at Warrior Run in 2 days' time.
I actually think Pulowski might actually hold the record for a kickoff return for a touchdown. Not quite sure, but
well, we'll see. That's for sure. It's going to be real close if he isn't, but we'll see. All right, Hiroman's going to tee it up for the Red Tornadoes. You know, and that was with a 5-yard penalty against us to begin with, and he still ran it back. So 5-yard penalty had no effect whatsoever on the Red Tornadoes on that run. Now, Hiroman will be kicking deep down there, and he has Bly and Pratt as the deep guys. Penalty flag. Bly takes it at the 10, but they blow it dead. And this is becoming about as strange as it can get with penalty flags tonight.
a lot of laundry on the field here.
The Red Tornadoes will go illegal motion, is what he signaled, on the kickoff. And I'm not sure what that exactly is on a kickoff. When you commit illegal motion, you go offside. But they'll move it back 5 yards and re-kick. So the Red Tornadoes have not cured their penalty problems in this game as they actually started this game with 2 penalties in a row now.
Yeah.
And they're still up 7-0. So we'll try it again. The Braves look to get better field position as a result of this. This time we scrib it on the ground, and it goes to Pratt, number 2, and Pratt makes the turn upfield, and Pratt's loose. Pratt brought down by Karicki finally, but not before he crosses over the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Great field position for the Braves as a result of the penalty.
2 big plays here in special teams early in the second half.
All right, trailing for the first time in the football game, the Braves will go on offense here. And we'll see what they did at halftime to try to figure out this Red Tornado defense, which has really smothered them. They come out in the heavy eye. They had some success with this formation at the end of the half, and they come back out in here to start the second half.
Tornadoes just have everybody up in the box right now.
It's Herzog, and Herzog is going to gain about a yard, if that, maybe not even. He's stopped in there by several Red Tornadoes. Hynoski, one of the guys getting off the bottom of the pile along with Juraski. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 for the Braves. This time a quick handoff, and it looks like it went to to Deibler, who hasn't really carried the ball much. It did. He picks up a couple of yards. Almost looked like they were a little confused on who was getting the ball there. That's the first we've seen Deibler in that heavy back actually touch the ball. But he gains about 2 on the play. It's 3rd and 8 now. The ball up around the Brave 48-yard line. Pope under center. Pope goes back to pass. Pope's under trouble immediately. Looks downfield. He was hit by Juraski. He was trying to hit Nick Bennick, 6'2", 220-pound junior, but just over his fingertips. Again, he had to throw it on his back foot as he was leaning backwards as Juraski was all over him. It's 4th down. And the Braves are going to kick, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes in. We saw their kicker leave the game due to an injury in the 2nd quarter. And number 10, Seth?
Can't really see.
That's why we brought you here. You got the eyes here, but I think that's 10. I think it's Ernie Tyler. It is. Tyler, a nice kick. It's going to split the 2 backs, and I continually wonder why we would not have picked it up. That's still going to always be my question is, why give up that much field position? And we continually do it as when you put 2 guys back there, my idea of that, Seth, is it should never go behind one of them.
Yes.
And yet it did again. So the Red Tornadoes will take over in poor field position, and the ball is going to be placed down inside the 10. It looks around the 9-yard line. Yep, it's on the Red Tornado 9-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. But again, you don't give up that kind of yardage on the kick.
No.
All right, Red Tornadoes come out. They come out in that bunch formation. They're bunched out to the right of the formation with a lone back and Stewart on the keeper. And Stewart continually struggling his way for about 2 yards on the play. Give him 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8 on a keeper, just trying to get some room there for the Red Tornadoes to operate, I guess, Seth.
Yeah. We'll run up the middle, trying to get some breathing room down there.
All right. 9:33 and counting in the 3rd quarter of play here. The Red Tornadoes clinging to a 7-0 lead. And they go into a wide split formation. Stewart back to pass. Stewart under pressure. Stewart's going to be brought down. And Stewart is going to be called for, I thought that was intentional grounding, to tell you the truth. I don't know who they named the receiver, but up here in the press box, every single person said the same thing. It looked like an intentional grounding call, but does not go against the Tornadoes. So it's 3rd down now and 8. And again, they've got to protect him better if they expect him to throw the ball. That's not on him at all. They got to give him some protection.
Seems every time he's looking to throw, he's flushed out of the pocket. Never set in the pocket. Feet set. We talked about that earlier.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down along 8. The ball sitting at the Red Tornado. Timeout, Red Tornadoes. So another early timeout here in the 2nd half as the Red Tornadoes take it, as they want to gather themselves. The ball just over the 10-yard line, around the 11. And the Red Tornadoes are looking here thinking to themselves, please don't let us try to punt out of the end zone. We don't need to do this early in the game. So we'll see what they call. Now, let me take a moment to remind everybody, as you're looking at this on Wednesday night, tomorrow night is Supper Club. I was supposed to tell you the kids that were coming, but I put the paper in the other folder and didn't bring it with me, Seth, so that's not going to happen. But we will be announcing for the rest of the season which kids are actually coming. So if you're a neighbor or friend or a relative and you want to make it to Supper Club, you can do so. But Supper Club is tomorrow night at 6:30. in the back room at Matucci's. Again, it's a $5 dues. If you buy the meal, it's $7, so it's 5 and 7 for 12, or you can pay $5 and order off the menu, or you can pay $5 and just sit there. It doesn't matter if you eat or not. Nobody cares. But what a great football time for the Red Tornadoes, and you get to meet some great kids. And if you can make it down to Supper Club, do so. If you're a fan, you can't afford not to make it down. All right, the Red Tornadoes are going to come out on a big 3rd and 8 from the 11-yard line. He has Pulowski as his lone back. Stewart will go under center. They're in that bunch, and now they shift out of that into a wide set out of the bunch formation. Stewart again goes back to pass, hands it to Pulowski, and Pulowski's going to be – the initial play was made by Bennick, 85. He pushed that play in as he had all kinds of penetration. Heim's going to get off the bottom of the pile, but it's 4th down either way, and the Red Tornadoes are kicking.
Both coaches definitely very happy with their defenses tonight, but offenses still have a way to go.
And again, this was all set up by letting that punt dribble all the way down inside the 10. That's where you begin to have problems. And now look, you got the two Shikellamy Brave players lining up for the reception at the 45-yard line of the Red Tornadoes.
Field position is crucial.
Nice kick by Jerome, and it's going to take by number 7, Bly. Bly heading to the other side of the field. Bly is going to take it down and go out of bounds, taken out of bounds by Schustak, but not until he gets down around the 20-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Braves from the Red Tornado 20-yard line. And the Tornadoes actually got away with one there. That wasn't, I don't know how that wasn't intentional grounding. I'm not sure what who they thought the receiver was out there, but the Braves set up in great field position. It's 1st and 10, and we'll see what that offense can do. The Red Tornado defense now under a lot of pressure. Back in a traditional I formation as Pope goes under center. He hands it off to the deep back. That's Pratt. And Pratt will gain a couple of yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Abelmar had him in the backfield, but he slipped by. A little bit of different look now as Pratt is the small kind of scat back at tailback in back of Pope. They took Herzog 40 out of there for a while. And gives a little bit of different look. I think Pratt, obviously the quicker of the guys, but also a much smaller guy. I'm sorry, I think it's Bly, not Pratt. Bly, 7. Yeah, Bly's only at 165 pounds. So Bly gives him a little different look behind Wolf. And this is a handoff and it's a touchdown. They sent Wolf in, and Wolf ran it in for 18 yards on a handoff, and it's a touchdown for the Shikellamy Braves. And again, field position for the Red Tornadoes, and they gave it up this time, and it cost them 6 points on a nice run by Dominic Wolf.
Such a little thing like letting that punt go gave Shikellamy good field position, and now as we see the defense coming up in the first half, we now see both teams getting on the board here early in the 3rd quarter.
All right, the extra point attempt to come now. It looks like number 6, Wolf, does the extra point kicking also. It does. So he lines up. They center it. He puts it up, and I don't think he got it. He didn't. He missed it. He pushed it to the left. It was a low line drive, but he got it off to the left, and he doesn't really set up like for as a kicker would. I don't think he was in a great spot, and maybe it's not what he does. Maybe Ford does it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you never know.
The guy that got hurt, but that was not a pretty looking extra point attempt by any means. But he still put it in the end zone for 6, and it's 7-6 Red Tornadoes here at the 7:46 mark of the 3rd quarter. The Red Tornadoes will be receiving the kickoff, and again, I think it'll be Wolf during that too. And I don't know if he actually did the kickoffs or not. It's hard to know. Let me see if I have a stat for him at all. Of the 2 million stats that I brought, none of them are going to actually reflect the fact that who kicks for them, so I don't know that for sure. Yes, it is. See, Yoder's the guy. Yeah, Yoder's the guy that does the kicking, and he's hurt. So Wolf is kind of going in there as a stopgap. So I give credit to Wolf here as he has to go in and take over here in the second half of the kicking duties. I wasn't sure if Yoder did it or not. We saw him punt. But now that I see Wolf here, it is Wolf doing it, and he's doing a good job. Kind of short kick up at the 20-yard line for the Red Tornadoes. And it's going to be Pulowski, and this time they'll corral Pulowski up over to 35, up to the 38-yard line where it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
See if Mount Carmel's offense can get going here.
So I don't want to be too critical of Wolf on that extra point, knowing that he's not the guy that normally does it. And it's tough when we talked about that when Yoder went down. You know, it's tough to lose a kicker because in high school you pretty much only have one kicker to begin with. So there's not a lot of them out there, and it definitely hurts you. And right now, at least, that could be a big problem for the Braves if it ends up this way.
Especially in this tight defensive battle.
All right, the Red Tornadoes in that bunch. They pitch it out to Pulowski. He's looking to get around the end. Cuts back and picks up about 4 yards on the play, or 3 yards on the play. Well defended by the Braves as they would not give him the outside. They're going to give him 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. I thought he had more than that, but 2nd and 8. No, he did. 2nd and 7. There's the extra yard. Taking a little time to push that one down there, but it is 2nd and 7. 7 and 10 counting here in the third quarter play at Brave Stadium. The Red Tornadoes up 7-6 in a defensive battle. This time we stay in that bunch formation. It's bunch left. Stewart looking to throw the ball. Well covered down there. He was trying to hit Clayman, but he had Pratt down there along with Logan Koch, and both of them had good coverage, and it's 3rd down and 7 for the Red Tornadoes.
Still struggling to get anything going here.
Nobody fooled the Braves on that one, though. They knew exactly what that play was.
Good
they must
coverage.
have seen that in the films because they were all over it. Pratt looks to be the fastest guy on the field for the Braves, just from the looks of him. He seems to have the speed here. Again, we stay in that bunch. And we pitch it to the bunch, and it's going to be Pulowski. He's going to try to get outside. Makes a nice cutback, and Pulowski continues to gain yardage, and I believe he gained enough for the 1st down. He's up to about the 49, 48-yard line. Let's see if he picked it up or not. No. They come a little bit short. It's going to be 4th down. They might want to measure this because he's over, the sticks are on the far side of the field, so we'll have a timeout while they measure. It looks like he's short from where they put it down, but it's a long way to look, so we'll wait and see. It is 4th down, though, right?
Yeah,
it has to
yes,
be.
this will be.
It has to be 4th down.
Yep.
They didn't change the marker yet, but I just don't think he got this. And I'm totally wrong. In fact, he got it by 1.5 yards. And that's the danger of announcing a game with me, sir. You were actually very smart on this one. You never said a word. You just let it go. I like that. You set me up, and there I was. He didn't get it. 1st down. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. I'll continue to shoot myself in the foot after 20-some years. I don't care. I'll make those calls still. Sooner or later, I'll get it right. So a big 1st down pickup for the Red Tornadoes here. I said the ball sitting around the 49-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. And again, they come out. Now they bunch it to the right. Pulowski, and a blitz by the Braves. A nice tackle in there by Tyson Bly. They were blitzing the linebacker. He blitzed and forced Pulowski to go the other way. And he will pick up about 2 yards on the play. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 as Bly comes off the field a little shaken up after that hit. Bly, one of the better defensive players. He's really playing a whale of a football game tonight.
Yeah.
And actually has been going in on offense now, so he's going both ways that way as the tailback as he took Herzog's place there for a while. The Braves again in a blitz situation. Pulowski keeps the ball, and Pulowski will be brought down in there hard by number 40, T.J. Herzog. So the Braves all of a sudden now blitzing and they're blitzing. It looks to the side of the bunch. Whichever way we bunch it, that's where they blitz it at. So they're a little bit of different defensive strategy here for the Braves. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. A 2-yard gain on the play for the Red Tornadoes. So the ball inside Brave territory now at the Brave 46-yard line. We do like staying in the bunch. Stewart looking to throw. Stewart gets out of the pocket. Stewart's loose now. And Stewart's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. The ball's loose. The ball is loose as Stewart fumbled it, and the Braves have recovered it. And right now, the Red Tornadoes have to be stunned at the amount of fumbles that they've allowed happen in this game. It is stunning at the poor ball control the Red Tornadoes are showing here tonight. So they turn it over on what looked like a promising drive. The Braves take it over, 1st and 10 from the Brave 40-yard line.
Every time Mount Carmel seems to be getting something going on offense, they turn it over to Shikellamy.
Just a sloppy game, really sloppy game for the Red Tornadoes. They just need to straighten themselves out here. You can't keep putting the ball in the turf and making little mistakes like that and expect to win a tough game. All right, they go back into that I formation with Bly as the tailback now. And it's Bly. And Bly going to be brought down in there by number 82, I believe. It's Hiroman for the Red Tornadoes, I think. Yes, 82 Hiroman. Gain of about 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. I mean, I know we're young, I know all those things, but the time for that's over now. You're in a game, in the 3rd game of the season, you got to hold on to the football, and we're not doing it. We got to quit making those mistakes. It's as simple as that. All right, back in that I formation. Only this time, looks like we put Herzog back at the tailback position. It goes to Wolf, and Wolf stood up right at the line of scrimmage. A nice play by the Red Tornado defense. Abelmar in there with the stop. I think Shustak was down in there, and I believe Hiroman was in there too. Hey, Hiroman, a real force on the defensive side of the ball in the first 3 games here. Yeah, really makes himself known out there.
Having a good defensive game here tonight, along with doing the kicking duties for the Tornadoes.
All right, 3rd and 6 now for the Braves. 3:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Ball on the Brave 44-yard line. Bennick brings the play into the lineup for the Braves, and they want to call timeout. So a timeout on the field here for the Braves as they want to be sure they have the right play on the field here, as at this point in the game, every play, every offensive play counts because it's just been such a struggle for both of these offenses. Although in the Red Tornado side of the ball, not so much they were stopped by the Braves. The Red Tornadoes are intent on stopping themselves.
Yeah, they're really hurting themselves out there.
And, you know, that, again, it may not be tonight, it may not be next week, but sooner or later, if you keep screwing around like that, it's going to cost you a ball game.
Yeah.
And they've got to figure that out really quick. And I know, I'm not saying anything Coach Chesley's not already saying and what these kids already don't know. But, I mean, that boils it down to sometimes in a season is a couple of mistakes like that and you're in trouble.
We were talking earlier about the Trevor Demko and if he would go both ways, if he would stay in the game. And it seems like he's been holding up pretty well. He's been out there most of the game now on both sides of the ball.
Yes, he has. That's a good observation there. He really has. The other thing, folks, is that Seth will be with us probably for the rest of the season. I strong-armed him out on the platform, if you can believe that. And he is with us for the rest of the year. So I look forward to that when Wayne comes back next week. We'll have a good time up at Warrior Run.
Long drive.
Wherever that is. Pope back to pass. Pope in serious trouble, and Juraski levels Pope. The ball goes incomplete as he just let the ball go as he was being hit. But blindsided from the back by Juraski, and it's 4th down, and the Brave offense still stuck kind of in neutral here. Now, I did notice that, I guess being here on time pays because you got the comfy chair and I'm sitting in the wooden chair. I didn't even notice that till now.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Whatever happened to seniority in this crew?
I don't know. They take care of me here.
Apparently. All right. It's 4th down, and they keep it. And he's going to run, and he has plenty of room. Pope, plenty of room for the 1st down. caught the Red Tornadoes a little bit skittish there on a 4th down call when they kept the ball instead of kicking, and Pope picks up a big 1st down for the Braves.
Now Carmel looked a little confused there.
I was confused there. I didn't think they would keep it. I mean, how would you think they wouldn't punt in that situation? But it turns out in their favor, the ball in Red Tornado territory now, down at the Red Tornado 42-yard line.
Big play by the Braves.
So Pope on a nice play. But again, the Red Tornadoes just seemed like they didn't know what was going on that one. All right, back in that I formation. And it's the deep back, and the deep back is number 27 now, Sam Thomas. And Thomas is loose. Thomas down the sideline. And Thomas all the way down the 11-yard line. Sam Thomas, it looked like Juraski finally brought him down, but the Braves knocking on the door, and they're going to place the ball down, let's see, 10, ball's around the 12, right?
Yep.
Around the 12-yard line, it looks like. First and 10 from the 12 for the Braves.
2 big plays here for Shikellamy in a row.
So, again, the Red Tornadoes clinging to a 7-6 lead here, but the Braves knocking on the door. Back in that I, Thomas in back of Wolf. And it's Thomas again, and this time the Red Tornadoes all over Thomas. Give him about a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 9 from around the 11.
Once again, in a defensive game like this, we talked about big plays being the key. We saw Pulowski's kickoff return for a touchdown. Big conversion on 4th down here for the Braves. Big plays. Key to the game.
No gain on the play, actually. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now from the 12. As Thomas stays in. Thomas, the new guy. He was not in the lineup until now. Wolf. And Wolf stood up around the 10-yard line. We'll give him 2 yards on the play. Getting off the bottom of that pile is Shoestack, I believe. Yeah, Cody Shoestack on the stop. It'll bring up 3rd down now and about 8. Ball right at the 10-yard line for the Braves. So Thomas comes in at that tailback position for the first time in the game on this series and does some damage. Now they go in the heavy backfield. They bring Divler in on that heavy eye. Their heavy eye out to the left here. And it's Thomas. And Thomas has a big opening, and Thomas will take it down around the 5-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down. So a big opening as the heavy eye spread the Red Tornado defense out. And this could be the play of the game so far here as it's 4th down and 4 for the Braves. 4th and 4 for the Braves.
See what they want to do here.
The ball's sitting around the 5-yard line, just outside the 5-yard line, and they'll smartly end up in that heavy eye again. The Red Tornadoes are adjusting on defense. And Pope keeps it. Pope under trouble already, and he gets Wolf on the deflection, and Wolf takes it down. I don't know, no signal. No, Wolf is not in, but it's 1st and goal. Wolf on a great play catches the deflected pass and takes it down to the 1-yard line. It's 1st and goal from the 1.
Now Carmel looked like they had a stop there. Braves come up with a nice tip drill.
We have a timeout on the play. There's a Red Tornado down in the end zone. But what a play by Dominic Wolf. And the Braves threatening here. And again, the Red Tornado lack of offense is going to end up haunting them here in this game. They got about a quarter left here, quarter and a half left. 5:16 in the 3rd quarter, and the Braves knocking on the door. But they're gonna have to straighten this offense out a little bit, keep the ball, and start moving.
Yep.
So I don't see who's down there. It looks like a cramp, whoever it is. They have the old leg up there, I think. But there is a Red Tornado down in the end zone. There's a timeout on the play, but it's 1st and goal from the 1. So So, Seth, you're telling me now that you're thinking maybe broadcast journalism is in your future in after high school?
Yeah, maybe. You know, I do the morning announcements for Mr. McPhee, WKMC. I mean, it's great. I love it. I love what Mr. McPhee does at school. He's been doing it forever, and I really enjoy it. And getting up here, even though I have to put up with you,
Oh,
really
it's going to be a long year. I can see that coming already.
But no, I'm having a good time, and I really enjoy doing this.
No, you're good at it. I'm glad to have you up here. We always say this. Wayne and I have, every year we try to get somebody to do it as a student because that's really what it's all about. And we've occasionally had one do it, but very, very few and far between. The last one was Mark Stankiewicz.
Yep.
That was the guy that came up in the booth with us a few times. But I look forward to you guys finishing the season out with us, and it's going to be a great time. I really look forward to it.
Mark actually now he's doing a radio show for Penn State at Penn State University.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he moved on.
So everything I taught him, he's using.
Yeah, you taught him well. Yeah.
Still a player down in the end zone, so still a timeout on the field. Why don't you tell who are your parents? Tell us who your parents are and your family. Give us a rundown here.
Sam Shikellamy is my dad. Jolene Shikellamy, 2 brothers, Jake and Ben. That's about it.
And you're the best looking one of the group, I assume. Yeah, okay.
You're not. And I get those looks from my dad. I want to say that because my mom's always saying that she's the good looking one. But I just want to put it out there right now. We know where I get them from.
I don't want to be in your house when you go home tonight. So you go off on any tangent you want here, but you have to live there. I go home to my own house. So whatever turns out there turns out. I'd say the injury's a little more extensive in that down there than we thought. And, if I'm going to look at it, I believe it might be Pulowski who's hurt.
And it's definitely not good for the Red Tornadoes.
See if that is. It might be 21. It's hard to tell from here. But I believe the injured player might be Justin Pulowski. And whatever's wrong with him doesn't look like we're going to be able to see him anytime soon. He's having a struggle to get off the field. It is Pulowski.
That's really going to be a nightmare for this Mount Carmel area team.
An offense that's already struggling, losing its best runner as he leaves the game. And I said, I can pretty much guarantee you we're not going to see him again just from the way he's leaving the field. All right, we get back into the game here for a second. The Braves again knocking on the door with a 1st and goal from the 1. So I don't know if that's just a cramp. Still, I'm not sure what's wrong with him. But he's on the sideline now, and I'm not sure when they're going to carry him over to the bench. So it's more than a cramp, probably.
Hopefully, nothing serious.
I mean, absolutely. He is what there is of the offense. He's it.
Yeah, I had the chance to talk with Pulowski a lot. He really is very excited about this season, really ready to go, and shame to see him go down.
All right, time's back in, and he didn't get in. He did not get into the end zone. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1. Abelmar made a lot of penetration in there and blew the play up. And I'm not even sure who carried the ball on that play, but let me see who gets off the very bottom down there. All right, the ball's still sitting at the 1, so there's no gain on the play, 2nd down, as Pope carries the play in from the sideline now. 7-6, Mount Carmel in the lead, but the Braves threatening as they never have. All right, again, the power eye. Thomas now in the backfield for the Braves, and it's a keeper by Pope, and they push Pope into the end zone, and it's a touchdown. At the 42nd mark of the 3rd quarter, the Braves score again, and it's now Braves 12, Red Tornadoes 7. Now remember, their regular place kicker got hurt in the 2nd quarter. They attempted to kick the first time they scored, and it went wide left. It looks to me now that they're going to go for a 2-point conversion because of the lack of their regular kicker. Makes sense either way at 12-7 to get the other 2 points in there. They end up in that power eye. Pope looks them over. It's a pitch out, and it's going to be Herzog and hold. They're going to call a hold, which will march them back, and it's going to be a tough 2-point conversion now.
Yeah.
He was into the end zone, but the penalty flag went down just at the block that sprung him, and even the blocker didn't argue that too much. As it's going to be a holding call, which will change certainly the complexion of this play now for the Braves. All right, so they bring out some of the big guys now, and they're going to put the receivers in, and it looks like they're going to think about throwing the ball here as the ball is back out at the 15-yard line now for the extra point attempt. All right, they'll come out in the power I formation. They put Wolf in front of Herzog, but what we're really doing is we're splitting guys out right and left here in a passing formation for Pope. Pope goes straight back. He looks inside. Extra point attempt is good. A 15-yard pass to Tyler Pratt. And Pratt takes it in for the 2-point conversion. The score now, the Braves 14, the Red Tornadoes 7. Still 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of play. And the Braves have come back with a vengeance here. Again, all of it set up by a misfiring Red Tornado offense. And an offense that just lost its most productive player on the touchdown play as Pulowski went out of the game with some type of leg injury, and they're still attending to him on the sideline. So it looks like it's something that's going to keep him down for a while.
We'll look to see who's going to step up here on the Tornadoes offense with Pulowski out.
Down deep now for the Red Tornadoes. They put Lamb in the middle down there, and they flank him with Minnick and Maloney. So that's the new group down there as usually Pulowski, and that's where the score came from on the Pulowski 97-yard kickoff return. So Wolf will tee it up for the Braves. Short kick heading out of bounds, and it either went out of bounds or we picked it up as it was going out of bounds, one or the other. Let me see what they call there.
I think Manning picked it up.
If they picked it up, they shouldn't have. They should have left it go out of bounds, but yes, they did. We did pick it up. So the ball will be placed down at the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes. That ball was going out of bounds, absolutely. Kind of knuckleball that one.
We saw on the punt they let the ball go, and then here on the kick they pick it up when they shouldn't have.
All right, they go into a one-back formation. Lamb now the back, and he'll be the featured back here as we hand it off to the up back. It looks like that might have been Shoestack on the carry. It was. Shoestack picks up a couple of yards on the play. That, ladies and gentlemen, brings an end to the third quarter of play here at Braves Stadium on the campus of Shikellamy Area High School with the score of the Braves 14, the Red Tornadoes 7. The Red Tornadoes are on offense here to start the fourth quarter with a 2nd and 6. Shoestack picked up 4. So if you're going to be a young team, you're going to have somebody step up, and someone's going to have to do it right now for the Red Tornadoes. And it's probably going to have to be Lamb, as he'll be the tailback or the featured back in this offense in place of Pulowski right now. Although Pulowski is no longer on the sideline, so he's up. And maybe we'll see him again. If it was a cramp, that was the most extended cramp in history. But it could have been that. I mean, he did have his toes turned up, and that's usually the sign. But normally you don't spend that much time on the ground from a cramp, so it must have been an ugly one.
Yeah.
But that remains to be seen if he comes back in the ball game. Certainly the Red Tornadoes need him, but even with him, they need to start blocking. I mean, they're simply not blocking enough to get anything moving here. And if I'm not mistaken, Pulowski stepped back onto the field now. He's in the huddle.
Yeah, if I know Pulowski, I know he'll be wanting to get right back out there. I want the ball in his hands. He wants to be the one to do it for the Tornadoes. That's for sure.
All right, Justin Pulowski, as you say, is back into the lineup after the cramp situation there. He'll be back in that tailback position, or the lone back right now as we go bunch to the right. The Braves blitzing again. Pulowski's free in the Brave backfield, and he dropped the ball. Justin dropped the ball out of his hand. Nobody hit him. Nobody did anything. He just dropped the ball.
How many
They're
times?
going to have to uncover that pile to see who recovered. I don't know who has the ball here. There's a mess of people laying on the ground. The Red Tornadoes have retained possession, but they have got to put their arms around that football.
I don't know what's going on down there.
I mean, this is just unbelievable. Now, there's a Brave on the field there hurt, so we'll take a timeout again here as they attend to him. He's over in the Red Tornado sideline, and the Brave sideline didn't see him, so he's also suffering from a cramp as the trainer for Mount Carmel area, Tommy Swaldy, comes out and helps him out. So Pulowski, despite the fumble, picked up a first down. So we'll wait here as they attend to the cramp, but this is going to be a film session on Monday that nobody in red and white is going to want to sit down and watch. This is just it's inexcusable that we're losing. And he just dropped it.
Yeah.
Nobody hit him. He just dropped the ball in the middle of the field as he was running.
Yep.
Excuse me. All right, the Brave who was down is up. That looks like it was Herzog, 40, who was down with the cramp, but he's actually running off the field, looking pretty good for himself, so I'm sure he'll take a play off and go back out. It'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes at the Red Tornado 49-yard line. They trail in the football game for the first time, 14-7. A new quarterback has come into the ball game for the Red Tornadoes, number 12.
Jacob Clayman,
a 6'2" sophomore, now in the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. He has him bunched left, and Clayman looks to throw the ball. Looks downfield, and he throws it to the Roman, but he's high, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. So the Red Tornadoes, and I'm not sure the reason. I don't know if Stewart is out due to injury or what happened there, but Stewart not in the ball game at the moment, and they put Clayman in his place. Now, Clayman, a transfer to us from Lourdes. He played at Lourdes last year.
Yep.
And while I have not seen him play extensively, I did see him play in the JV game on Monday night. And he's probably the more pure passer of the two of them. If you're going to pick one like that, he probably passes better.
Stewart's more of a scrambler. Clayman might have a better chance in the pocket.
Ball's in the ground again.
Another
Wolf picks it up for the Braves. Wolf picks it up. Wolf chucking downfield. And Wolf pushed out of bounds deep in Red Tornado territory. Goes out of bounds down at the 17-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Wolf's down on the field with a cramp, as cramps have pretty much taken over the game here for you folks. But the Braves, once again, knocking on the doors. The Red Tornadoes simply will not hold on to the ball any longer.
I don't know what is going on down there. We just cannot seem to hang on to the ball. I don't know how many fumbles that makes now, but
I've done a lot of Mount Carmel games in the last 22 or 23 years, and I've never seen this in my lifetime. Never. I have never seen us lose the ball like we have here. So again, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Again, it's Wolf on the ground. Wolf has a cramp, so he's right on the sideline, so he'll come off. Got his toes pointed in the air. A lot of toes in the air tonight here. But the Braves will go on offense here. Trying to get my best vantage point here.
Mount Carmel really hurting themselves. I don't know if they stopped over at the Cinema Center in Suingsgrove. We got a big tub of popcorn for the bus ride. I don't know what's going on down there.
I don't know either, but it's not pretty. It really is not pretty at all.
Some greasy hands.
All right, Pratt now in the or Bly. I'm sorry, I keep saying Pratt. Bly the back, but it goes to the up guy, and that's number 37 down there, Zach Deibler, and he'll be stopped for pretty much about a yard on the play, if that. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 16 or so. So the Red Tornado defense with its back against the wall, but it has no one to thank for that other than its own offense. So again, with Wolf out with the cramp, and he's not back in yet, it's Deibler as that up back. And Bly gets the pitch. Bly has a big opening, and Bly will be brought down there by Juraski very quickly down there with some help from Roman as he goes inside the 15. Looked like there was more room than there was. He gets only to the 14-yard line, so he brings up 3rd down and 7.
Gap closed up quick there.
Yeah, I thought he had a lot more room than it turned out to be. Again, folks, we're in the fourth quarter, 10:21 and counting here. The Braves up 14-7 and threatening again. Another result of another Red Tornado fumble.
Wolf back on the field now for the Braves.
And it's Wolf. And Wolf bulls his way to about the, and he dropped the ball. But he recovered it. All right, he recovers it. I thought the ball was loose there. He got down to around the 11. We'll give him credit. Well, they gave him down to the 10, inside the 10. So it's fourth down now and about 2. I thought the ball was out, but he was actually just wrestling around down there. So a big 4th and 2, and it's a long 2 for the Braves.
Tornadoes defense really needs to stop here.
All right, it'll be Wolf in front of Thomas. Sam Thomas, the tailback, but it's Wolf. And Wolf stood up at the line, and Wolf didn't get it. The Braves will turn the ball over. He did not pick up the first down. And the Red Tornadoes should be going on offense. And I'm not sure if they even want to right now, but they should be going on offense as they untangle the pile. Red Tornado football is the signal, so they stopped the Braves, and they had to do that. But they better do something offensively because this is going to go down in history as one of the ugliest offensive games we've seen played in a long time by people wearing a red helmet.
Yeah.
Clock stopped with a 9:16 here in the fourth quarter. A 7-point deficit for the Red Tornadoes. Stewart now back into the lineup, replacing Clayman. Clayman came in for one series. Now Clayman's actually in the game, but he's a split out on this one. Again, the Braves blitzing a linebacker. The Red Tornadoes go up the middle. Gain about 3 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 7. Ball just outside the 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. Second down and 8, getting 2 yards on the play.
Mount Carmel needs to get something going here. Deep in their own territory.
Split formation now. 2 guys wide right, 2 guys left. Stewart looking. Stewart's going to go down. Stewart is sacked in the backfield for a big sack by number 37, Zach Deibler, the junior. 6 foot, 210-pound linebacker puts him back down to the 2-yard line. It's going to bring up a third down and
18.
18. Better at math than me. I like that.
My mom's math teacher.
Well, Wayne's a math teacher too, but he never would have picked that, so. We'll go with 3rd and 18 from the 1, and the game is pretty much blown up in the Red Tornadoes' face now as they are at crisis point here in the game. They'll start from the 2-yard line here. Again, the blitz. They give it to Shoestack, and Shoestack still on his feet, and Shoestack, a nice run back out to around the 16-yard line. Not enough for the first down, but he gave him some breathing room. And he would have went for the touchdown.
Yeah.
So Shoestack on a big run, but the Red Tornadoes will have to punt on 4th down and give back field position to a Braves team that's feeling pretty good about itself right now.
Yeah, it seems like a completely different team on offense from the first half. Roman back to punt. And another flag.
That's a sideline penalty, or it might be a warning. If it's a penalty, it's going to be a first down. But I think it might be a warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They're going to leave it as a warning. I said that would have been a first down. Otherwise, it would have been a tough penalty to take for the Braves, but they survived that as just a warning. We see more and more about this year. The PIAA announced that they were going to enforce that with vigor, and they do. Roman's going to kick from his own 4-yard line. A fair catch called for in Red Tornado territory by Bly at the Red Tornado 44-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Braves. 7:02 remaining in the ball game. They're up 14-7. And the Red Tornado defense has been on the field most of this game and will be on the field again. A little bit of a wide formation for the Braves now as they come out on the 1st and 10 call. But they give it to Wolf, and Wolf bullying his way, and Wolf won't go down, and Wolf inside the 40 down at the 39-yard line. 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 5.
Keeps his legs going, picks up a couple extra yards there after initial contact.
Inoski on the stop finally, but a Red Tornado down on the field, so another timeout here.
More cramps.
I think they should do a study. I really do. We talked about it 2 games in a row. Yeah, people drinking like all these electrolytes and every different thing on earth.
Powerade.
And yet you see more cramps now than you do ever.
Yeah.
You know, and we were laughing about it this morning in my office. We were talking about what it was like back in the 70s and all. They used to give you a salt tablet. I mean, you had a salt tablet in a glass of water, and nobody had cramps like this.
Yeah.
I think they need to rethink this electrolyte idea because it's just not working. I mean, I've never seen now this again, just like last week, this is not a particularly warm night. You know, it's not humid. It's not like close or anything.
Yeah.
Nice breeze blowing. I mean, there are some people wearing coats and sweaters out here, so it's probably in the low 60s at the moment. And yet both teams, you know, suffering from this. The Red Tornadoes more than ever, and that's Roman. Going off the field, Roman, an integral part of that defense. He'll have to go off for at least a play. But they're going to have to definitely rethink this on how this is occurring.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back into play at 6:43 here. 2nd down and 5 in Red Tornado territory at the 44. The Braves moving. And it's Wolf, and Wolf free. Wolf will take it down about a yard short. Shoestack brings him down, but he's about a yard short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1 now for the Braves. The clock becoming the enemy now for the Red Tornadoes. High formation. Pope under center again. And it's Wolf. Wolf picks up the 1st down and then some, as Wolf will be wrestled down finally at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Braves. Tommy Inoski once again getting off the bottom of the pile. But the Braves on the move, and more importantly, they don't have to be on the move that much. They just need to move the clock at 5:57 here as they stop it and start it now with the 1st down.
A lot of tough yards on the ground tonight for Shikellamy. And they really haven't changed their game plan. Still going right at Tornadoes defense.
Yeah, again, this defense has been on the field too much. I can't take anything away from this defense. They've been on the field too much. You can't play a game like this. You can't do it.
They're just running right up the gut.
Wolf again. Big yardage. A Wolf off the edge. He brought down in there by number 9 for the Red Tornadoes,
Tyler
Hodge. But he picks up another 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5. So the Red Tornadoes defense is winded. You can tell it. They're tired. And well, they should be, as they spent a good portion of this game on the field. And they're going to have a long talk with their offense on that bus on the way home because it just didn't come to the game tonight. Under 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Deibler on the play. Gains a couple of yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. So Wolf out of the game for a breather, and Deibler takes over. Wolf goes back in. Deibler comes out. So they feel that Wolf has a better shot at picking up these 2 yards for them. The ball sitting at the Red Tornado 23-yard line. Wolf's free. Wolf's free. Wolf into the end zone. Touchdown, Braves. Wolf on a 23-yard touchdown run. And the Braves are on the scoreboard again. The score, the Braves 20, the Red Tornadoes 7.
Tornadoes defense just physically worn out now. Shikellamy been pounding the ball all game. They're just tired out there.
All right, the Braves will. Let's see what they again. They're missing the kicker, so we got to see what they want to do here. My guess is they're going to go for 2 because again the lack of that kicker, and they had no success with Wolf. Although it wasn't that bad of a kick, he just went left on it. But I guess they're figuring why not go for 2 when we can here. Certainly they have their way here on the ground, so they will line up and attempt the 2-point conversion out of the power I. The power I to the right. They give it to the tail. Oh, and he is dropped immediately. Shoestack on a nice play, and they will not get the extra point. So the score remains the Braves 20, the Red Tornadoes 7 at the 4:07 mark here of the fourth quarter. The Red Tornadoes have their work cut out for them.
We talked at halftime about the Tornadoes offense being so dependent on the run game. Now when you get down in the fourth quarter, not a lot of time left. They gotta look to the pass game here, Warren.
Oh, absolutely. And again, that's not been our strong suit. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Chesney does here. But you're right. There's no time to grind it out. They're going to have to strike fast, and they're going to do it quickly. And they've not shown that ability. They just simply do not show the ability to do that. Pulowski again back deep again along with Lamb. And looks like Hodge now. Deep. Yep. Tyler Hodge, I think Tyler's a sophomore. Correct?
Freshman, I think.
No, sophomore.
Sophomore?
Yeah, we're gonna let him pass to the sophomore grade. So Wolf will tee it up. And Wolf lets it rip. And a very short pop-up kick. The Red Tornadoes have to be careful there. They cover the ball very well at the 40. That was a dangerous kick. He didn't mean to do that. Shoestack, actually, the up guy, caught it and went down with it. But that could have went a whole bunch of different ways. As, again, Wolf is practicing. He's saying to the ref, I don't know how I did that. It was almost like an onside attempt. But, again, he wasn't attempting to do that. But he's having a little laugh with the ref as he walked off thinking, that was not what I was trying to do. All right, the Red Tornadoes come out with Clayman now at quarterback. So Jacob Clayman will come back in and play quarterback. He'll immediately go in the shotgun. It looks like the Red Tornadoes are going to practice their passing game here. Puts Pulowski in motion. The Braves are showing a blitz and come off the edge with one, but a nice pass, which is caught and absolutely dropped on the ground. Lamb, the receiver, they'll call it incomplete. He nearly had enough time to be a fumble, to tell you the truth, but they'll call it incomplete, 2nd and 10. And this is a game for the ages for the Red Tornadoes, absolutely. 4 minutes exactly remaining here in the football game as Clayman looks to the sideline for the play, and Hodge will bring it in. I'm sorry, Minnick brings it in. Minnick, number 3. My 3s on my 9s. You'll learn this as the young eyes. You're going to be relied on to figure these numbers out here. All right, Clayman will go under center. He leaves Shoestack as the lone back behind him. He puts Pulowski now in motion. And it's Shoestack right up the middle, and Shoestack picks up about 6 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. Shoestack had himself ahead of steam there. Getting off the bottom of that pile down there is big number 75, Billy Peterson for the Braves.
Tornadoes got to start hurrying up now. Under 4 minutes here, down by two scores.
Clayman stays in as quarterback there on the 3rd down and 4 play. They'll go back into the I formation with Shustak in front of Pulowski. Minute comes in motion to the near side here. And Pulowski's still on his feet, and Pulowski in a nice run will pick up the 1st down. He got past that yard marker, so he keeps the Red Tornado offense on the field. It's 1st and 10, just over the 50-yard line in the Brave territory at the 49.
Nice run there by Pulowski to pick up the 1st down.
All right, Clayman will come out now in a shotgun formation. Looks back to pass. He's going to be hit in the backfield by Deibler. Deibler came in untouched on the blitz, and the Braves are daring the Red Tornadoes here in the passing game and blitzing him, and just could not get away from him there.
Didn't even see him coming.
So a big loss on the play now. It'll be 2nd down and about 18 for the Red Tornadoes. And Clayman, again, I told you, is a transfer out of Lourdes. He's only a sophomore, so he's seeing some of the first real action in a football game here for the Red Tornadoes tonight as he goes into a trips bunch formation. The best way to describe what that was. Under heavy pressure again, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield again, this time by number 55, Nolan Blackwell, for the Braves, and the Brave defense now absolutely dominating this Red Tornado offense.
Yeah,
dominating them.
Shooting through the line, and seems nobody's blocking them. I don't know.
That's a good way to put it. I think in the film session that'll be nobody was blocking. I'm with you on that one. 2:01, under 2 minutes now at 1:59. It is 3rd down and 23 for the Red Tornadoes. Clayman goes back to pass. He looks downfield. He's trying to find Maloney a little bit too far as Maloney made the turn around Tyler down there, or I'm sorry, Bly. Or no, that's Pratt. That's 2.
Pratt. Yep.
2 and 7 are getting me a little. I've been confused all night now by those 2 numbers, but it's 4th down now and 23. The Red Tornadoes, I'm assuming, are going to go for it.
Go for it here.
Not much, choice either way here. As Clayman's on the sideline getting the play. He trots in with Lamb. Red Tornadoes trying to figure out where to line everybody up as they go into a bunch formation. They're bunched out to the left, and a timeout because the Red Tornadoes were definitely in the wrong formation. They were not where they should have been. So the coaching staff calls a timeout, and they'll bring that team over to the sideline here. Minute 36 remaining in the football game, 20-7 Braves. And we'll see what the Red Tornadoes have on a 4th and 23.
Need to come up with something here.
So how long have you been in McPhee's program?
This is actually only my 2nd year. Last year as a junior, I joined news reporting, and Mrs. Kathy Schauer is news reporting teacher there. She takes care of all the getting the stories out and who's where. But Mr. McPhee, he's a great guy, and he's really kind of took me under his wing this year and really helped me out a lot more with the behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of the stuff that you don't see. And I really enjoy it, and I thank Mr. McPhee for giving me this opportunity to do these games with you guys, and I really like it. I really enjoy it up here.
All right, let's lay off this thing with McPhee. He's going to get a big head now. Got enough trouble with him now.
Yeah,
and you were saying that the other little while ago you talked about him being here forever.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a little idea how old I am. I worked for his dad for many years. That's how far back I go. The cameras still had hand cranks on them. All right, Clayman in that. Clayman down the field. Oh, just out of the fingertips. Lamb had everybody beat, and that was a nice throw by Clayman. I mean,
nice ball.
Just a little long, but I'll tell you, there's an example of what he brings to the game as far as a passing arm. The Red Tornadoes will turn the ball over on downs. 1:39 remaining in the game. It's 1st and 10. Braves from the Red Tornado 37-yard line.
And again, Mount Carmel area really lost this game themselves. I mean,
Absolutely.
With all the fumbles and penalties. I mean, Shikellamy now going to look to run the clock out here. But Mount Carmel area really, when they go back and watch film, it's going to be a lot of mistakes today.
Wolf on the handoff, and Wolf just carrying Red Tornadoes down the field now. Pulls his way down for about 7 yards on the play. So, well, we'll give him 5. So 2nd down and 5 on the play for the Braves. 1:20 and counting here. The Red Tornadoes just nearly want to hold on here now and leave here with a 27 loss. Braves in no hurry. There is a 25-second clock in this stadium on both ends, so Pope can clearly see how long he has before he has to snap the ball, and he's using every available second to do so. He snaps the ball here with 2 seconds left, and Wolf bulls his way down the field. Shoestack will tackle him, but not before he picks up a 1st down at the 25-yard line. The clock will stop for the 1st down markers to reset themselves. And then start. And it begins ticking at the 49-second mark.
Really a tough game for this Mount Carmel defense, as they played very well, other than a few miscues, and most of it due to field position.
The Braves now go into the victory formation. They will take a knee as soon as the clock winds itself down to 1. And there you see it. I don't believe they're going to have to snap it again. They didn't reset it in time. So as far as I can tell, 16-15 and counting, the Braves will not line back up again. And there's some discussion among the referees down here on whether or not they do or not. I don't think so. I mean, I think it's over, to tell you the truth. It is. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. From Brave Stadium, the Shikellamy area Braves have defeated the Red Tornadoes 20-7 here. And the crowd is rushing onto the field. They go 3-0 now to start the season. The Red Tornadoes fall to 1-2. And more importantly, they need to go back to the drawing board. The offense is now a wreck. And there's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
They've got to figure out what's wrong. They got to figure out, first of all, they got to do basics, which is hold on to the ball, which is about as basic as it gets. Yeah. So that's their first problem. And then from there, they've got to get some blocking. They need to get the passing game started, whether it be Stewart or whether it's going to be Clayman, whichever it's going to be. They're going to have to look at that hard. The Red Tornadoes, it's Wednesday night as you watch this game. In 2 nights' time, Friday night, they will travel to the Turbitville area where they will play the Warrior Run Defenders. On another away game, the Warrior Run Defenders actually a crossover game the other way. They're in the smaller school division there. The first time we'll be going to Warrior Run, and actually the last time for some time, as they're off the schedule already. So we'll make a visit to Turbitville there, and then we will not be back for at least some time anyway. But the Red Tornadoes have their work cut out for them.
That's for sure.
Remember, Supper Club tomorrow night at 6:30 in the back room Matucci's. You can hear all about this game if you want to. And I'm sure there won't be a lot of questions about this, but then again, the upcoming game at Warrior Run. The Braves here in front of us feeling pretty good about themselves, and they should. So we will be signing off here in a moment. Again, I want to thank Seth Chickatano for joining me in the booth tonight. Again, filling in for Wayne, and now you're going to be a regular for the rest of the year. So you and Wayne can fight it out for a mic time, because I'm not giving any of mine up, so just so you know. But it was a pleasure to have you. I mean, again, the whole premise of this was to get students involved with us. And certainly I'm never going to say learn from us, because God knows I don't want you to learn anything from me, but just exposing yourself to this kind of stuff and being in a press box and checking things out. And you did a great job, and it was a great time having you.
I had a great time.
All right, folks, that is the end of it here from Brave Stadium. We'll make the trek back to Mount Carmel. This has been a presentation of WKMC TV Sports. I am Warren Altamore for Seth Chickatano. Good night. See you Friday night.